Hello everyone, welcome to Focus Prep Current Affairs. As I have promised, we have brought Nobel Prize winners of 2024 in one compilation. Okay, so today we will discuss all the Nobel Prize winners and the static GK that is related with these Nobel Prizes. Okay, and I will explain it to you, all the difficult meanings and everything. Okay. So this is the PDF, as you can see, the PDF of Nobel Prize winners of 2024. This is available in our Telegram channel. So the link of our Telegram channel, I'll put it in the comment section. Please go into the comment section, click on the link and join our Telegram channel to get these PDFs. Okay, we provide daily current affairs as well. So all the daily current affairs PDF, and along with that we conduct regular MCQs on current affairs. So everything you will get it in the Telegram channel, Focus Prep Current Affairs. The link is in the comment. Please go in the comment section and join the channel. Okay, so let's start today's lecture. Now, the first one, John J. Hopfield and Geoffrey E. Hinton win 2024 Nobel Prize. So these are the two names that you have to remember, John J. Hopfield and Geoffrey E. Hinton. They have won the Nobel Prize in Physics this year. Okay, so what have they won this Nobel Prize in? They have won it for foundational discoveries enabling machine learning with artificial neural networks. So what does this mean? Enabling machine learning with artificial neural networks. What is machine learning? Machine learning is when computers are self-learning. Okay, so when computers can self-learn, so that is they can learn from previously put in models. Okay, that is what we call algorithm, right? So when they can learn on their own and keep them upgraded, and they don't need exclusive information from a person programming them for a particular activity, then we call it machine learning. And here another term, say artificial neural networks. What are neural networks? We know in our brain, what do we have? We have neurons, right? What does this neurons do? In our brain, these neurons form a kind of a web, right? They form a web like structure, and whenever we go through some information, like you're learning this now, this informations, this will form memories. So these neurons, they make memories, right? So using that, we function, we make our decisions and everything. So when this natural thing that occurs in our brain, when this thing is artificially used in computers, then it is called artificial neural networks. Okay, now let's see some static GK points. Nobel Prize in Physics is presented by who presents this? Royal Swedish Academy, and they have been presenting this Nobel Prize since 1901. Okay, now who was the first winner? This is very important. Okay, from your exam perspective, this is very important. The first winner in physics was Wilhelm Conrad Rontgen. This name you have come across in science maybe. Okay, this is important for your GK, that Rontgen was awarded the first Nobel Prize in physics for discovering X-rays. So Rontgen, this name is associated with discovering X-rays. He was the first Nobel Prize winner, and when did he win it? He won it in 1901. Okay. Now, some of the Indians who have won this Nobel Prize in Physics, okay, C.V. Raman. C.V. Raman won it in 1930, and why had he won? He got this Nobel Prize for his work in light scattering, right? So, you have learned about Raman effect, right? So, the scattering of light that takes place during sunrise and sunset, the sky appears red. Okay, why this happens, this phenomena was explained by C.V. Raman. Okay, so he got it in 1930, and Subramanian Chandrasekhar got this award in 1983, okay, for his studies on stellar structure and evolution. What does stellar structure means? Whenever you come across this term stellar, please remember that this is regarding stars, okay, this is related to stars, okay. So what Chandrasekhar did was that he showed how the stars are born, so the evolution, so how they are born, so from birth to death of stars. So how a star is born and how it dies gradually, all this was shown by Subramanian Chandrasekhar. Now let's see the next one. David Baker, Demis Hassabis, and John M. Jumper won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. So three names, you can just remember the titles, that way you can just identify from the MCQs, right? Baker, Hassabis, and M. Jumper. So you can also, form your own kind of mnemonic, right? And just remember these things. Now just go through this current affairs lecture, and then you go through this PDF once from our Telegram channel, you can download it. Then I think there will be no problem in remembering. Now let's see why he won this. He won it for computational protein design, protein structure prediction. What does these things mean? See, these three scientists, David Baker, Demis Hassabis, and John M. Jumper, they have shown, they have built 3D models, okay, using computers, using technology. They have shown the 3D models how these protein designs, proteins can be protein structures can be predicted. Okay, you've read it in science, proteins are present in our cell, right? These are the building blocks, right? So how these protein structures can be predicted and built, that they have shown. Okay, now the Nobel Prize in Chemistry is awarded again by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, and it is being awarded since 1901. Okay, and the first winner, remember the name, was Jacobus Henricus Hoff. Okay, Jacobus Henricus Hoff. In 1901, he was awarded this chemistry Nobel Prize, and why? For research in chemical dynamics and osmotic pressure, okay, within our cells. Okay, now let's see the Indian Nobel laureates in chemistry. Venkataraman Ramakrishnan. Okay, so Venkataraman Ramakrishnan, in 2009 he won this award. Why? For structure and function of ribosomes. So he, you know, studied the structure and functions of ribosomes. What are ribosomes? Ribosomes are again present in our cells, right? So he had made some studies regarding the structure and function of these ribosomes. Okay, so remember his name. Now next, Victor Ambros and Gary Ruvkun won 2024 Nobel Prize in Medicine. Victor Ambros, so Victor became victorious in medicine, right? And Gary Ruvkun, they have won the award for medicine. Now, what have they done? What have they discovered? They have won this for their discovery of microRNA and its role in post-transcriptional gene regulation. Now, what is post-transcriptional gene regulation? Okay, first of all, understand that what is transcription? What is transcription? Transcription is a process, right? In biology, you will read this. This is a process by which what happens is that the DNA, our cell has DNA, it DNA copies, the you don't need to go into details, but you just understand that transcription is a process by which the DNA copies itself. Okay, so all the chemical information that is embedded in DNA, that is copied into the mRNA. What is mRNA? It is the messenger RNA, right? The messenger RNA. When this happens, this is called transcription. Post transcription means that after transcription, how the gene is regulated, this has been discovered, and that is why they have won this award. Okay, now the Nobel Prize in Physiology is awarded by the Nobel Assembly. Okay, the Nobel Assembly is at Karolinska Institute, and it is being awarded since 1901. Okay, now who was the first winner? The first winner was Emil von Behring. Emil von Behring, for serum therapy and vaccine development against diphtheria. So remember, this name is very important, that Emil von Behring won this award in 1901 for his works in vaccine development against diphtheria. Okay. Indian Nobel laureates in medicine. Remember the name of Hargobind Khorana. Okay, Hargobind Khorana, he won it in 1968 for his research on genetic code and its role in protein synthesis. Okay, so Hargobind Khorana won it in 1968. Remember this name and this year. Now the next one. Who won the Nobel Prize in Literature? Han Kang. Han Kang wins the Nobel Prize in Literature. And she is a poet. She is a poet of, do you know where? She is from South Korea. Right? So Han Kang has won this Nobel Prize in Literature this year and she is from South Korea, and she has won it for her brilliant poetic proses which confronts historical traumas and reveals the fragility of human life. All you need to remember is the name Han Kang and that she belongs from South Korea, and she has been awarded this by the Swedish Academy. The Swedish Academy gives this prize of Nobel Prize in Literature. Okay, and remember the name of the first winner. The first winner was Sally Pradhumme in 1901 for poetic works exemplifying idealistic literature. Okay, so again, in the field of poetry, Sally Pradhumme was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature for the first time in 1901. Okay, now among Indians, you know that Rabindranath Tagore was the very first one to get this Nobel Prize in Literature. Okay, the very first Indian to get this Nobel Prize, and he got it in 1913. This you have read in your modern history, I think. If you have not, please mark this. This is very important for your GK. Okay, now let's see the next one. Nihon Hidankyo, Nihon Hidanko wins the 2024 Nobel Prize in Peace. Now, this Nihon Hidanko, this is not a person, this is an organization. Okay, remember this. So, Nihon Hidanko, it has been awarded for its efforts to achieve a world which is free of nuclear weapons. So, this organization has, worked towards creating a world which is free of nuclear weapons, so that nuclear weapons are not used. Nuclear weapons are very destructive. Remember the Hiroshima Nagasaki incident. So they are still suffering, the next generations are still suffering some way or the other. So this is their field of work, and they have won this. I mean, this organization has won this Nobel Prize in Peace. The Norwegian Nobel Committee, this is the committee that presents this award of Nobel Prize in Peace. And remember the first winners, as usual. You have to remember the first winners. Okay, so Frederick Passy and Henry Dunant. Remember this, Frederick Passy and Henry Dunant. Okay, please revise it from the PDF to remember these names. Okay, so they had won it for their humanitarian work and for promoting peace. They were the first winners. Now, among Indians, you please remember, I think you know this already, that Mother Teresa was the first Indian to win this Nobel Prize in Peace, right, for her humanitarian work for the poor in India. Okay, and recently in 2014, Kailash Satyarthi also won this Nobel Prize in Peace, right, for his works in which field? For children's rights, right? There's a beautiful documentary also, on Kailash Satyarthi and the works that he have done. So remember, Kailash Satyarthi won for his work against child labor and for children's rights. Okay. Next, Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson wins the Nobel Prize in Economics. These three names are very, very important. Darren Acemoglu, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson. Okay, they have won it in economics, and they have shown that the social institutions, it is important, they have shown that the social institutions are important for prosperity. So for an overall prosperous, economically prosperous society, they have shown that the social institutions are very much important. Okay, so their work has been in the field of developmental economics, that is, it is a branch of economics itself which deals with the developments. Okay, developments in economics. Now, the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, which awards the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences. Okay, so it is presented by the Royal Swedish Academy of Sciences, the Nobel Prize in Literature. Now, remember the first winners, Ragnar Frisch and Jan Tinberg. In 1969, the year is also important. Ragnar Frisch and Jan Tinbergen won these awards. Okay, they also worked in developing dynamic models for economic analysis. So this you don't have to remember really. What you have to remember is the two names, Ragnar Frisch and Jan Tinbergen. So the Indian Nobel laureates in economics, Amartya Sen, 1998. Amartya Sen had won in, and his works have been in the field of welfare economics, right? He had given the social choice theory. What is the social choice theory? You don't need to know it in details. It just says that the wider the choices are for an individual, the better the well-being. So like, for example, just a little example, if you're curious, you can know, or you can skip this part. That suppose you're going from your home to your school, suppose. Okay, so while going to your school, the number of choices of, say, automobiles, so you can book an Uber if you're wealthy enough, or you can take an auto, right, or you can take a cycle or a bus. So many options we have in the cities, right? But if suppose you're living in a rural area and you're poor, you don't have the option of Uber. There you will not even get an auto. You will not, either you have to rely on your cycle or you have to rely on walking, right? So your choices become less if you're poor, or if you're living in a rural area. So he had basically shown that the more choices you have, one person has, the more better off they are. That is, they are more, uh, they have a higher welfare. Okay, so Amartya Sen had won this award in 1998. There's a very famous book. It's part of your static GK, so I'm just mentioning. The book name is The Argumentative Indian. If you have not read it, you can read it. It's a very good book written by Amartya Sen. And recently, you know the name of Abhijit Banerjee. He won it in 2019. Okay, and why had he won it? He won it for his works in reducing global poverty. Okay, chalo. So this is all for your Nobel Prizes. You know the MCQs, you will get it in our Telegram channel. So go to the Telegram channel and join it. All the lectures, all the notes that we give is, you know, in our Telegram channel. Please go to the comment section and join this Telegram channel. Okay, this is important to join the Telegram channel if you want to get all the free PDFs and all the MCQs. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you, everyone.